momentum shifting moves. The inside scoop on the team and what's next for the Noles. Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell, live from downtown Tallahassee. ABC 27 presents Inside Seminole Football with Mike Norvell. Sponsored by these businesses.
Happy Monday night, Noles fans. Welcome into another edition of Inside Seminole Football, live from Cooshes in College Town. My name is Jeff Colhane. Excited to be here with you. Excellent crowd with us once again in the Garnet and Gold, having a whole bunch of fun. And say hello to everyone watching on ABC 27, listening, of course, on the Seminole Sports Network. Very excited for our show tonight, our guest list. Got a different setup, different look, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun overall. The head coach with the night off, but I want to hear a big round of applause for the man to my left who needs no introduction, co-defensive coordinator, linebackers coach, Mr. Randy Shannon with us here. Coach, welcome.
Welcome. Thanks. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited about tonight and just to get a chance to talk a little bit about what's going on with the program, but also this fan base is unbelievable.
Fantastic, right?
Definitely.
I mean, the atmosphere inside Doe Campbell Stadium on Saturday night, and we have had some outstanding atmospheres this season with the way this season has gone. We're going to talk about the big weekend in recruiting a little bit later on, just about what those young men and their families were a part of. But as you said, it doesn't get much better than what we had on Saturday night.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. It was unbelievable. The atmosphere, the crowd, even the recruits we had in from different parts of the state of Florida, from the far as all the way down from Miami all the way to Pensacola. It was just enthusiastic, unbelievable. And that's all they kept talking about is how the atmosphere, the fans, the support that they gave and kept the team going and kept everybody going, and they just was elated. It was unbelievable.
Yep. Randy Shannon with us in place for Coach tonight. We've got two players tonight on the show. We're going to, and the big boys in the trenches, we're going to talk a lot about these young men and their position groups. Later on, starting center Maurice Smith will stop by the show a little bit later on. How about the offensive line on Saturday night against that Clemson defensive front? And Derek Mcclendon will stop by tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen, with a great game, one of his best games of his career he played Saturday versus the Clemson Tigers. Well, Coach, give me your thoughts. Give me, as you took a look at the film from Saturday night's game, obviously this group showed a ton of heart once again, continuing to fight, continuing to battle, and just came up one possession short against a very good football team.
That was the biggest thing, is the one possession deal, and we looked at it as staff. Coach Norvell talked about it. It was the minute and 30 seconds lapse that you have that was 20 points. And we always talk about us. We got to make sure we start fast and we stay at a high level all the time. And we talked about it, we corrected it, and we're going to hype on it this next time that we have a chance to play a game, which is a week. We're going to hype on it this week before we get to next week before we play Georgia Tech. But that was the biggest thing. But the most impressive thing of all, that the guys kept believing. Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing that we say. We put in the work on the field. We put in the work off the field. We put in the work in the weight room. We put everything, the part of it being the best we can be. Yep. And for those guys to come back and fight and have that opportunity with an onside kick, turning the momentum of the game, and everybody was excited because we thought we was going to get the onside kick. We had the numbers. They had 4. We had 5, and the ball didn't roll our way.
You've been around a lot of great football teams, a lot of great football players and cultures and families and feels, right? Give me your feel of this football team and the family-like atmosphere this group has with what Coach Norvell has instilled, and also with what you and the staff have instilled in this group here this season.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you can tell it by the way the guys pick each other up. The guys offensively and defensively, they bond, they go out together. You don't see too many teams that bond that way. You may have the offensive line go out with each other, the defensive line go out with each other, the quarterbacks hang with the receivers. But with this team, you see a mix of guys going to different places. A lot of guys go out to dinner on Thursday night with each other. They have fun that way, just the bonding and making sure everybody is the team. And then a lot of times you talk about family, but families take care of each other. Family do have their disappointments, but they're able to pick each other up and pat each other on the back and get going.
What was that sideline like as some of those things didn't go our way late second quarter into the early portion of the third quarter? I thought it was in watching back and taking a look at it and hearing from people around it. You hear the guys on the TV side, Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit afterwards talk about how impressed they were just with the overall fight from this group, sticking with it. could have folded up the tents, down by 20 points in the fourth quarter, and called it a day and went into the bye week. Didn't do that overall. What's that leadership like from a player standpoint, Coach, from what you guys are hearing overall?
I think the most important thing that, like I said, talk about the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when the games like that, and I've been in places that where when you're down by that many points, the fans usually lead a stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But the fan base here, showed that what is about being part of something special. And I think the players with the family attitude and the mindset of, hey, we're not done. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. We have the support of everybody in the stand. And I think that made a big, big deal with us on the football team. I mean, the guys stuck together. They hung together. The fans, even if it was a 5-yard gain, you see the fans go, ooh, and then that just kept retroactive, kept going and kept going and kept going. And all of a sudden, we got hot and we got on a roll again. And then Clemson started feeling the pressure a little bit, and they all of a sudden folded a little bit. But then they came out on top and they won the game. So it's part of coaching and part of being a part of a good organization and a great fan base, and things going to happen in a positive way for us.
Hey, let's take a look at and check in on our truest hero of the game. It's not just one individual. We're going to give it to the offensive line, the big boys up front along in the trenches. And you take a look at the numbers offensively. This Clemson defensive front coming in was one of the best in all of college football, just allowing 63.7 rushing yards per game. That was eclipsed early on in the first half. The amount of rushing yards they had allowed, the most allowed in a game was 125. That was eclipsed by halftime by this Florida State rushing attack. And overall, Florida State ran the football for 206 yards in this game Saturday night against the number 2 rushing defense in the entire country. Big Rob Scott, Dylan Gibbons, Maurice Smith, Jazz Turrentine, Dimitri Emanuel, Darius Washington's a big part of that group as well. Our truest heroes of the game, Coach. Your thoughts on the challenge that group had, knowing what they had coming in, and how they moved those boys around.
If you want to take those group of guys, they've had a lot of injuries up front in the offensive line, but the next guy came in and stepped up. And what they did against supposed to be probably the number 1 or 2 ranked defensive line in the country, to be honest with you, a lot of NFL prospects on that defensive line. But for our offensive line to stick together, guys got healthy and mend and bond and fight and scratch and claw and put up that type of performances against a defensive front like that is unbelievable. And the staff was elated about it. Coach Atkins done a tremendous job of just piecing guys together. And whatever happens that day, the next guy step in and show up, and they play well.
I think one of the big things I have, as you follow the reaction from the Clemson camp today, their defensive run game coordinator, Nick Eason, basically said, hey, in the run game, we got whipped. In a lot of one-on-one battles, we lost a lot of those. They wanted it more than us, and we got pushed around. That's pretty impressive, pretty high praise from their side of the camp.
That really is, and that shows a lot about where our football team is going in the direction we're going. And every time that we get an opportunity to showcase what we can do, we're going to do it. And this football team will never quit. That's one thing that's unbelievable about this team. They're never going to quit. They're always going to play at a high standard. They're going to believe in what we're doing. And you look at the season from you start off at LSU, and then all of a sudden we get a blocked field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know when this team is never going to quit. They're never going to die, but they're always going to believe in what they can do.
Yep, Truist proud to support the local Tallahassee community with the hero, in this instance, heroes of the game. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. Truist, the official retail bank of the Florida State Seminoles. Just getting started here on Monday night with Randy Shannon here with us for our first 4 segments of our show. Having a lot of fun, having a blast, live from Couch's in College Town. And come enjoy good food, good folks, and good times at Couch's Bayou Rouge. Couch's offers authentic South Louisiana cuisine and some of the best burgers and wings in town. Come on out to Couch's in College Town, the home of Inside Seminole Football. More to come with Randy Shannon here tonight with us on Inside Seminole Football. And you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Along here on Monday night, having some fun inside Seminole Football, live from Couch's in College Town. Great to have Randy Shannon here with us, co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. You'll hear from center Maurice Smith later on, and defensive end Derek Mcclendon will be by the show here this evening tonight. Coach Norvell, the night off, will be back next Monday night, getting ready for Georgia Tech. And time now for What's on Tap, brought to you by the official craft beer of the Florida State Seminoles, Oyster City Brewing Company. Make sure to check out the tap room on Gain Street. Coach, you got a bye week here. It's an opportunity, obviously, for this group to get some reps, but also some guys to maybe heal up a little bit. What's on tap for this football team the next 4 or 5 days, and for the coaching staff as well?
Well, this is a big weekend for us. Time to get back to the basics and fundamentals of football, to actually teaching and technical things that you sometimes do in the season when you don't have a chance to do it. Do a lot of self-scout evaluation of what we're doing offensively, what we're doing special teams, and also find out personnel-wise. A lot of times the guys to healed up, opportunities for the young guys to get a lot of reps this week in practice, because you never know when those opportunities are going to come for the young guys. And it's on the trail of recruiting. I mean, we go out Mondays. A lot of guys leave out Monday. A lot of guys go out Wednesday.
Okay.
We go out Wednesday, and we'll see some schools on Thursday and Friday as far as game time, game-wise. And it's a lot of exciting football players out there throughout the state of Florida, the Georgia area, and also going up to Virginia and North Carolina. So we're going to be around. We're going to see a lot of different players, and we got a unbelievable opportunity to go out and see some talented people play, and want to be a part of Florida State program.
Absolutely. And speaking of what's on tap as well, another shout out to the Florida State soccer team. They have a huge match coming up with North Carolina in town on Thursday night at the Seminole Soccer Complex. That could be a top 4 matchup when the rankings come out tomorrow. It could be North Carolina as the number 1 team in America coming in, taking on Brian Penske's squad. And you saw on ABC 27 all of the other items. Busy week around Florida State athletics with what's on tap. You talk about recruiting, Coach, and it's just something, I think one of the lines I've heard through the years, it's a lot like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you maybe look bad a little bit. Kind of talk to people about what the day-to-day routine is like, if there is a routine in recruiting, from your perspective, how you approach it, how the staff approaches it. And as we mentioned, it was a big weekend with so many people and so many prospects in town. We can't talk about anybody individually, but the overall behind-the-scenes feel of how you guys go about your business and that aspect of it.
The one thing Coach Norvell always talk about the fit, the right fit for the program. It's not the 5 stars, the 4 stars. It's the right fit for Florida State program, the right fit for who wants to be a part of a family, the right fit who wants to work hard on the field, off the field, and be a part of the community, not just someone who come here and just be a football factory. We really, really do an unbelievable job of contacting individuals, coaches, guidance counselors, everyone to be a part of that young man's life to make sure we get the right fit that's going to represent the University of Florida State. I mean, we don't never want to bring anybody that's going to have a bad showing for this program, for this university, and the alumni. I mean, that's the biggest thing, because there's a lot of alumni that's been a part of this program, and a lot of great players, a lot of great people, and a lot of great alumnus that have been a part of this program, that we want to make sure we keep that tradition going. And we'll be on the road, and that's our job. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go to a school come Thursday, and I'll find a janitor in the hallway, because janitors know mostly everything. They'll tell you if the young man's running the hallways, or he's a bad person, or he's a good person. But you have to make sure you do your job and find those little things out about the young man that you're going to be a part of. Yeah,
how about that? That's great stuff, interesting stuff, to say the least, right there. Your linebacker room has been one that's been fun to watch this season. Your guys have gone out, they fly around, they make a ton of plays. We had Tatum Bethune here in that chair last week talking about his season and his experience so far here at Florida State University. What are you most proud of your group right now, and the way they're going out and the way they're going about their business?
The way them guys play. They play the game like they should be played, be a part of something that's reckless. They play fast. They play furious. They're tough guys. And they never complain. They put a lot of pressure on themselves. We've had injuries. I mean, we get back Amari Gainer last week to come in and help us out on special teams. His role will increase. And we just got guys who just want to play the game and be a part of something. Nobody complains. Everybody plays. Everybody gets on each other hard. It's not a room that you go in and just think you're going to be like a little choir boy. No, not that room. And they get on each other hard, which is really great. You can say, I can go over something and somebody don't get it, and another guy will look at him like, hey, bro, Coach said this about 5 times now. You got to pick this up. And so it's kind of fun to be with those guys, and I'm excited about them.
Yeah, it is a fun group. We're going to talk about those young men individually, because there's some really good ones that Randy Shannon has in that linebacker room for the Florida State Seminoles. As our program is brought to you in part by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance, and Florida State Athletics would like to thank Florida Farm Bureau Insurance for their support of Seminole football. Just having some fun here on a Monday night live from Couches in College Town. We're going to take a time out and talk about some of Randy Shannon's guys individually in that linebacker room and this defense as well as a whole. More to come as you're listening and watching Inside Seminole Football on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Back hanging out with some of our closest friends, talking all things Florida State football here on Monday night, live from Couches in College Town. Welcome in to the program. Great to have Randy Shannon here with us. Coming up a little bit later on, we'll talk with center Marie Smith. Derek Mcclendon also here. Just walked in. He's right behind the Gals of the Extra Point Club. Defensive end coming off one of his great performances in the Garnet and Gold. How about our Tijuana Flats queso question? This comes from Will in Wakulla. Coach, can you discuss your relationship with Tatum Bethune and how well he's made himself a key part of the Florida State defense? That's a young man you've known for a long time, I know.
I've been knowing Tatum a long time. It's unbelievable that his dad actually taught my son and my daughter.
Really?
In elementary school.
Greg.
Yeah,
yes.
Greg did. And it was unbelievable. And then now, years later, now I'm recruiting his son when I was at Central Florida, but then now he came to Florida State. So it's unbelievable. He's a great young man, smart, very intelligent. Has his priority right. He's always talking about the next step. It's not just football. It's off the field doing the things in the community. He always talks about doing things in the community. He talks about also what's the next step for him. You know, he don't think about football. He think about, okay, I have to make sure I represent myself to be this way because you never know who can help you with job opportunities. And he's always talking about those things in his next step in his adventures, what he's trying to get done.
He told a touching story about his mother, Siobhan, yes, who has battled breast cancer, and he had a great tweet the day of the NC State game, and I know you know their family very, very well. What a tough, courageous person his mother is, and it was really touching to hear him talk about it last week here.
She's unbelievable. He's it's one of those deals where, you know, a young man goes to the things he does, but the family's so tight. Their family is so tight-knit that it's unbelievable to support. And everybody supports each other, and they give him everything that he needs to be successful.
As a football player, it's been fun to watch him. It feels like he's been here for 4 years, right? The way he's flying around and making plays. Obviously, you knew he is a tremendous talent and a tremendous player. Were you even maybe a little surprised about how seamless it's been for him stepping up and being one of the guys in this defense all year long?
It was surprising, but, you know, he's a young man that comes from a program down in Miami Central Senior High School, and those guys really do a tremendous job of coaching those guys to be the best that they can be, but also work. And like I told him, it's nothing ever going to be given to you. I say, if you come to Florida State, you're going to start off being behind everybody. And you have to work each and every day to be the best that you can be. And the competition is always going to be there. And he knows that, and he came and wanted to be a part of a program and something that was special. And as a matter of fact, Maurice Smith from Miami Central kind of like told him about the program and which direction the program was going and how Coach Norvell was, and that he wants what's best for the kids, and not just football, but off the field and doing some other things in the community.
You hear the term nose for the football. It feels like he's one of those guys that has that innate sense, no matter what's going on, if he's doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing, if he gets caught in a tough spot, he's going to find a way to get himself to where the ball carrier is.
He's got unbelievable instincts, and those things that you can't account for. He's unbelievable instincts of trying to find the football, and also he knows like certain situations, or he may see a formation that a certain pass play is going to come about or a certain run play is going to come about, and he kind of like get ready to go, like start inching that way or trying to get to that point before the ball even hikes. So it's unbelievable by what he has.
Yep. Speed, physicality. I tell you what, watching Kalen DeLoach as well, Coach, that's a guy that flies around, and he is such an asset with his skill set. I mean, he can negate, it feels like, some of the more athletic players and the quarterbacks who want to try and take off and make plays happen with their legs. Kalen was big in that Louisville game and trying to slow down Malik Cunningham and make him feel a little bit on his heels.
He's been unbelievable. I mean, he's been that person that's been the next gear in that room as far as being the leader, being a part of making the calls, making the checks, but also communicating to guys that, hey, this is what we need to get done in this room, not just being out on the football field, but just all of us. Make sure that we all watching each other perform, but also if something I do wrong, please let me know. Mm-hmm. He's not a guy that's going to just be the leader, he wants to know what he's doing wrong also.
Yep. And I have a lot of fun watching DJ Lundy because not only is he a thumper for you in the middle, this guy's scoring touchdowns.
He's scoring touchdowns.
2 touchdowns this year for DJ Lundy. I mean, his eyes have to light up when Mike Norvell screams across the field, DJ, to come down and do the goal line stuff on the other end.
You know what? DJ was a fullback in high school.
Yeah.
And he never played linebacker. He's a fullback and a wrestler. And most of the time, believe it or not, most of the best linebackers are wrestlers. And the reason why I say that, I hate to bring this guy's name up, but Ray Lewis was a wrestler in high school. He was a state wrestling championship, and that's what DJ reminds me of, that type of body, that type of deal. And DJ's very quick and fast. He's just a big, solid guy that's very powerful, very instinctive, and really has been doing a tremendous job for us on defense.
He had a tackle at NC State a couple of weekends ago.
Third and 1/3.
It looked like a double-leg takedown, Coach,
yes.
when he shot through there. He looked like a wrestler on that play.
Oh, yes. He's very, very explosive. Got good body, lower body strength, and he's just unbelievable. And you know what he did? I tell you what. Last year he was 260 pounds.
Yeah.
And we talked after spring football about, cutting your weight down. And he came into camp at 232 pounds, and that made a big difference in his performance right now.
Wow, that's impressive. That's really impressive, to say the least, yeah. Amari Gainer is a guy that's played a lot of football around here. I know he's been banged up. He's getting back into it. How do you work him back into a comfort level, right, as we get towards the final 5 games of this regular season?
Well, he's been working him back a little bit last week, put him back on some special teams, and just to get his legs underneath him, the explosiveness back into him. You don't want to bring somebody back off an injury and just give him the full load.
Yeah.
You're looking to set him up for failure. And he's ready now to take a little bit more this week, and we had a talk today, as a matter of fact, about his role coming up for the next end of the season. And he's happy with it. We're excited to have him back. He's been a tremendous asset for us, and he's going to continue to bring the plays that we need to make us a successful football team.
Yep. Bye week is a big time for some of your younger guys as well, maybe getting some more reps this week and having maybe some more, some scrimmage-type feel to get them out there and keep them progressing forward. Who would you tell people, your young guys in your room that have put in the work? I'm sure they all have, but that guys that have stood out and are making great progress for you.
The one guy, young guy, is Omar Graham. He's done a tremendous job for us. He's slowly learning, and he's picking up things. And it's around by this time of the season, this is where we wanted him to be at. Be ready to go this time of the season to take the long haul if something happened injury-wise. Mm-hmm. And he's been traveling every week. It's been fun to be around. The guys really love him.
Yeah.
The older guys, they get on him all the time. They play tricks on him. It's a shame, but you're the young guy in the room, so they're going to play tricks on you. And but he's happy. He's having fun, and he's excited about things be going on and things like that. So I'll tell you one guy who's really, really done a great job is Brennan Gant.
Yeah.
BG's done a tremendous job for us, special teams-wise, but also coming in the game and giving us that 15, 20 plays and making a lot of plays. So that group of guys is really a solid group of guys, but they get along and they have fun. But they're very, very competitive. Yeah. I mean, on and off the field, they've been competitive as far as making checks and getting on the guy if he don't make the proper checks.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch 28. And BG has been outstanding to follow here this season. Great to have Randy Shannon here with us at our main table, live from Cousha's in College Town on a Monday night, as he's joining us here for one more segment. We'll have Coach and a fun guest list with 2 outstanding players on the way as well, Marie Smith and Derek Mcclendon. Hey, did you know that reading one text while driving takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. Put your phone down and set aside all distractions. Don't drive distracted. Arrive alive. Brought to you by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. More to come here live from Cousha's in College Town as you're watching Inside Seminole Football on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield.
Culhane.
And one more segment with Randy Shannon. We appreciate Coach's time tonight. Co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach as this Florida State football team rolling into the bye week and preparations and getting ready for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets next Saturday at Doak Campbell Stadium, Bobby Bowden Field. By the way, if you haven't heard, that's a noon kickoff, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central Time with Georgia Tech in town next Saturday, October the 29th. Time now for our Chick-fil-A stat nugget. It comes from the offensive side of the ball and the way this Florida State football team ran the football against a very, very stout Clemson defensive front. Florida State averaged 6.1 yards per carry Saturday night versus Clemson. That's the highest number allowed in a game by a Clemson defense since the 2016 National Championship game against Alabama. There's your Chick-fil-A stat nugget right there, Coach.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, we're going to have Marie Smith up here in a moment. We talked about that offensive line earlier, and again, they were fun to watch. You see them every day in practice, and you guys work against them in drills and in different periods as well. A fun group that has, as you talked about, adversity, injuries, but really coming together, and that's definitely a confidence builder moving towards our last 5 games.
That's a big confidence builder. The one thing, like towards the end of the season, mid to late season, you got to be able to run the ball when the weather's starting to change. Mm-hmm. And with those guys up front doing a tremendous job of protecting, running the football, and doing those things right now, you can see us making that transition now to being more of a dominant guys up front, just because the guys are getting back healthy. And those guys are a tremendous group of guys to be around, talk to, joke around with. But most importantly, great young men. Yeah. And when you see them, they fun to get around. They fun to be around because they always joking. The offensive line is just one of the weirdest, besides kickers. Offensive line is just one of the weirdest group of guys because you never know how they feeling. It's like, woe is me, but every day they go out and perform at a high level. And they're the one group that consistently always you have to bang your body. Mm-hmm. No matter what happens, you always have to work on banging your body. Yeah. And it's just one of those deals that they love it, they enjoy it, and I like being around them.
Yeah, I echo that right there. That's a good way to put it in so many ways. Defensively as a whole, give me your thoughts on the first 7 games from this group, what you like, what you're looking for this entire unit to get better at in this bye week and getting ready for the final stretch run here in 2022.
Most important, I like how the guys chase the football and that we always, playing to the whistle, playing always to the end of the game, never ever quitting, always being those things to do the right things. But the one thing that we have to, as a defensively, what we figured out that we have to do is start a game fast and finish a game strong. Mm-hmm. Don't have no lulls in between. And we've been a defense that'll come out fire hot and then we'll go fall asleep and then we'll pick it back up. We need to come out as a defense these next game against Georgia Tech noon is to come out fast, play fast, don't stop. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Play the entire game. Get back in the rhythm and doing the things that we know we can get done. And with this week, tomorrow's practice, Tuesday and Wednesday, going to be 2 big days of really, really concentrating on pushing the envelope, on making sure that we start practice fast and finish practice fast.
Yep. Hey, time now for our Scott and Wallace Keys to Success, presented by the official law firm of the Florida State Seminoles, Scott and Wallace, 222-7777, with offices in Tallahassee. We talked about the big recruiting weekend. You went through that and how this week as well you guys can get back out on the road and see a lot of folks in Florida and around the region and around different parts of the country as well. Kind of go back into that for me when we talk about keys to success. What are some of the keys in developing those relationships in this era of recruiting in college football? 15 years ago, 20 years ago, probably different feel. How would you describe that aspect of it from your perspective?
It's a totally different feel. I mean, when I first started, it was VHS tapes. And now it's Twitter. And you get a lot more information. You can actually Twitter guys and the film come up and things like that. But it's all about finding the right fit for your program and what you're trying to get done. And every day that we talk about it as a football staff, we talk about it. Coach Norvell make a big point of every day make sure we get the guys that's going to represent this university and not themselves. Mm-hmm. He don't believe in selfish guys. He don't believe in the guys who want everything for them. He wants guys that want to be a part of this team and be a part of a family that's going to grow and is going to make us a better football team by him doing everything on the field, off the field the right way, but be a part of a team.
Yeah. I think you've done a few of these before, I think. I haven't you, right? Yeah. Thanks so much, Coach, for your time and coming down. Great job and continued success this season. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you so much.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
That's Randy Shannon, ladies and gentlemen, co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach of the Florida State Seminoles. Hey, Tijuana Flats wants to give Noles fans a free taco and chips every Friday this football season. Just wear your Noles gear into your local Tijuana Flats and mention the Noles Friday promo to get your free taco and chips. It's that easy. So grab your Noles gear and head to Tijuana Flats, home of Noles Fridays. We got 2 great young men joining us on our main table when we return. Coming back up first, center Marie Smith, a part of that great offensive line that plowed the way in the running game for Florida State versus Clemson. He's on the way when we return as you're listening to Inside Seminole Football on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Great friends wearing the garden gold here live from Cooshes in College Town. Welcome back to Inside Seminole Football. My name is Jeff Colhane. Big thanks to Randy Shannon. How great was he, by the way? I mean, man, that was a whole lot of fun. Yeah, he's done a few of those coaches shows, I feel like, at one point in time, right? And really excited to be joined by the big fella sitting next to me to my left, a part of the Florida State offensive line that helped plow the way for 206 rushing yards against Clemson on Saturday night. Big round of applause for center Maurice Smith out of Miami Central, and a young man that has started each of his last 6 games after he missed a season opener due to an injury. You played all 80 snaps in that game on Saturday night. I know you came up short, but wow, I was just thoroughly impressed by the way you guys competed and how well you played. Give me your thoughts on what you dealt with and how you battled out there against a really, really good Clemson defensive front.
Yeah, so this past week, we had a lot of various fronts, and it was very tough for us. But I believe in my line, and I believe in the O-line, and just kept pushing and believe in one another.
You knew the challenge, obviously. I'm sure you were asked all the questions during the week, and you saw the stats and all the numbers. Kind of take me through the week last week, how Coach Atkins challenged you guys and how you guys as a group, as a unit, kind of came together, got together, and prepared yourselves for what you were able to put out there and what you showed everybody on Saturday evening.
Yeah, so throughout the week, Coach Atkins always, challenge us each and every day. So, but we had to take the next step, to challenge each other. Mm-hmm. So, we challenge each other every day, try to get extra work after practice, and it's just like you got to take that next step, to challenge each other so we can get better.
It's a deep group, right, that you faced.
Yeah.
What when you have you're facing not only just a front four, they threw probably 9, 10, maybe even 11 guys at you throughout the entire evening, and you still were able to have the success that you did. What's that challenge like when they're throwing a bunch of different guys at you, play in and play out?
Yeah, it don't matter the person, we just attack that person and just keep going. It don't matter if they bring another person in.
Yeah.
So our enemies are faceless,
Yeah, exactly. I want to make mention of the stats again as Florida State rushed for 206 yards against Clemson. Again, the Tigers enter the game as the nation's second-best rushing defense, only allowing just over 62 yards per contest. Hey, you can clap for that one. That's solid. That's good, right? And 6.1 yards per carry. Hadn't been done against the Clemson opponent since that national championship game against Alabama back in the 2016 season. I know you wanted to win, obviously, but you hear those numbers, and it's got to feel like you accomplished your goal in that aspect with what you did on Saturday.
Yeah, that's not even close to the goal,
Yeah.
That's just one step of it, so we got to keep going.
Yep.
We still came up short.
Yep.
So I feel like we got to keep going. No, just because we had a little accomplishment, we can't just settle there. Got to keep going.
Yep. What are the next steps forward for this offensive line as you see it, as the leader, the center of this group, calling everything out? What are the next steps? What do you want to see?
You got to keep challenging each other. That's what I feel like. It ain't nothing but challenging each other and helping each other get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like just keep going.
Yep. This bye week, maybe a chance to maybe heal up a little bit, get some of the bruises. You're going to visit the training room a few times maybe?
Yeah, so you got to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, that was, again, a great opponent and a heck of a challenge, and it was fun to watch you guys go out and compete and do your thing. And we'll keep watching it. We're enjoying watching you do your thing. Keep doing it, all right?
Sir. Appreciate it.
There you go. Maurice Smith, ladies and gentlemen, out of Miami Central, starting center for this Florida State football team. We'll take a time out here coming up momentarily. Looking forward to talking with Derek Mcclendon here in our next couple of segments as well. Hey, get free local news and weather 24/7. Just search WTXL on your favorite streaming device and to watch local news and weather on your time. As you're watching Inside Seminole Football on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Well, enjoying ourselves on Monday night. It's always great when we're here at Cooshes in College Town for Inside Seminole Football. Love talking about this football team and all the great things they are doing right now in a big-time way. How about a round of applause for our next guest, Derek Mcclendon, ladies and gentlemen. What a performance he had on Saturday evening against the Clemson Tigers. Before we talk with Derek about his game in this group Saturday night, our program brought to you in part by T-Spark Enterprises. Want a guaranteed win? Call T-Spark for your next roofing or construction project. We conquer all peaks. TSparkConstruction.com. It's great to see you, as always. Thanks so much for the time and coming down and hanging out with us here at Couches and talking some Florida State football. Saturday night, you knew you were playing a very, very good football team, battled, fought all the way to the end. What do you appreciate the most about your teammates, the fight that they have, and the effort you guys show? Because you hear from so many, you could have packed it in if you wanted to, down 34-14. You guys didn't. You fought, and you had a chance to win that football game late in the evening.
Definitely. I admire the fight of my team. I understand the identity of my team. I know what my team brings to the table. I know how we go in and work. I know how we come in and work daily, how Coach Norvell mandates the way that we work. So
yeah.
I already knew what my team was going to do, even in the situation, even in the time of crisis. So.
Yep. Fantastic. D-Mac, by the way, a career high, 8 tackles against Clemson on Saturday night, a sack. He's had a sack in back-to-back games. You're playing some of your best football in some of the biggest contests when the lights are shining the brightest. Mm-hmm. Walk us through your preparation and what you put on yourself to get ready in some of these big-time games.
My preparation just comes through the week. Coach always tells me I'm a hard work guy. Mm-hmm. I'm a hard hat, lunch pail guy.
Yep.
Coach Odell always tells me that. And so just coming to work daily, coming in, trying to get better, focusing on my hands, my technique daily, and just being persistent with my training. So,
yeah, you're doing that. Mm-hmm. There's no question. The sack, again, back-to-back games with sacks. DJ Uiagalelei a big boy.
Yes.
What was that preparation like during the week, knowing, hey, when you get to this guy, you better make sure you try and hang on to him and bring him to the ground because he's going to fight and claw and scratch as much as he possibly can, too?
I'm a big guy myself.
You are a big guy. That's right. That's very true.
I'm a big guy myself.
That's right.
So taking down DJ, it wasn't the forefront of my mind. I knew doing my job. If I did my job well, he would go down. So taking him down was pretty.
You did your job.
Yes,
he definitely did. He went down. Mm-hmm. We mentioned it. Very active. As you think back upon your performance, what were some of the things that you liked the most about how you played and the defensive line as a whole? Kind of take me through that. Where did you feel like you guys shined and were able to come out and execute the way you were coached to do it?
Just playing relentless. I mean, Coach Odell said if you play relentless, everything else will handle itself. We know what we go through weekly. We know what we go through when we're an individual. So just putting that plan into action. I mean, I already knew what we were going to do as a defensive line. So
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, Derek Mcclendon here with us on our main table, live from Couches in College Town. We're going to talk more about the way this defense and defensive line are playing, the way they are competing, but also talk with Derek as well about an experience he had this past summer with ACC Unite, traveling down to Selma, Alabama, yes, and hear his experiences from his time there in Selma, walking and being a part of so much with the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge as well. So we'll have that with Derek here on the program. Looking forward to hearing from him on his experiences down there as well. Hey, in town for a game this fall, stay at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown, located in an iconic round building across from the Florida State University campus. Parking always complimentary, plus free shuttle service to the airport and Doak Campbell Stadium. Make your hotel reservations at 4 Points by Sheridan, Tallahassee downtown today. One more segment with Derek Mcclendon II when we return, as you're watching on ABC 27 and listening on the Seminole Sports Network from Learfield. Hi, back one final time, live with our great crowd, our great friends here at Couches in College Town. Jeff Culhane with Derek Mcclendon as well. Florida State defensive end coming off a career night. 8 tackles, a sack, back-to-back games with sacks here in this part of the season in 2022. Hey, behind the scenes of Seminole Athletics, there is a community of supporters who pledge their personal resources to provide all teams with the greatest opportunity for success, and that community is Seminole Boosters, the largest source for fundraising for Florida State athletics, and serves as a difference maker for our athletic programs. You can join the team behind the team for only $5 per month. Learn more or join today at SeminoleBoosters.com. That's SeminoleBoosters.com. You had I'm sure, a very special experience in so many ways traveling to Selma, Alabama this past summer with ACC Unite, the ACC social justice platform. Just describe it for us. What was it like?
The experience was outstanding. I was able to interact with students from the Big Ten, the Pac-12, as well as the ACC. We were able to pay homage to those who came before us, those who paved the way for us, and as well as enlighten ourselves, learn new things, learn things we already knew, and just help us. Just those things all helped us grow, and so that was my experience at the ACC Unite event.
You participated in a variety of activities, highlighted by a march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, set of the 1965 Bloody Sunday attack. I get goosebumps thinking about that right now. That had to be a pretty powerful moment.
Extremely powerful, extremely powerful. When we came into the city of Selma, when we rode the buses into the city, you could just feel the tension in the air. Still to this day. And so just that tension, even though it was the history of that tension was a negative, was negative, that tension is what brought us all together.
Yeah.
That tension is what turned that day into a positive day. And so.
Wow, that's special stuff, to say the least. Very,
yes,
very special stuff.
Yes, sir.
We heard a trivia question from Emily Peters, our in-venue host, about a teammate of yours, Jared Verse.
Okay.
He's been a fun guy and
Yes,
a
sir.
fun addition. How would you describe Jared as a person, as a player, and how he's made this defensive group better overall?
Definitely energetic. You guys can see the videos that no game day posts. Jared is extremely energetic. He's like lightning. The whole defensive end room is just stepping up because of the fact that we all knew we had to elevate our level of play. Losing two guys like Jermaine and Kier last season, we already knew what we had to do. We knew what the goal was this season, and so Jared is one of the guys contributing to those goals, as well as Patrick Payton, as well as myself.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That is for sure. It's been a lot of fun watching you go out there and do your thing. You're great on Saturday night. Continued success, and thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jeff.
That's Derek Mcclendon, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of fun talking with D-Mac, and we've had a great time here tonight. Big thanks to Randy Shannon and Marie Smith. My name is Jeff Colhane. Join us again next Monday live from Couches.